I believe that's what that means, Chris.
Rolling, sir.
Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores brings you Garage Logic Podcast number 1263, March 12th, 2024. 70 degrees on this day in 2016. We are unlikely to beat that record. 8 below on this day in 1956. We have an ice out. White Bear Lake officially went out last Friday, March 8th. That's the earliest in our known history. Mm-hmm. And Minnetonka will not tie its record for earliest ice out, which was March 11th, 1878. It did not get declared ice-free yesterday. Browns Bay and Wayzata Bay still are full of ice. And that's it for ice outs.
Okay.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the Rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
Rook, do we still have the audio of Boom Boom prematurely lighting the fireworks at the Vikings game?
Yes.
But we wouldn't know where to get it right now.
I'm trying to recall what I called it. So
it's his birthday today. Chuck Boom Boom Majeski. He's retired now and living the good life in Fridley with his wife, kids, and grandkids.
TD Boom?
And it was Boom Boom who was in charge of pyrotechnics for a number of concerns, including the Vikings, and he lit one up pretty early. That was pretty funny years ago. But if we don't have it now, that's fine.
Oh, I think we can get. It's probably going to be.
I don't want to spend any Rain Man time on it.
I'll look here.
No Rain Man.
No, it's not Rain Man. I'm not.
What do you think it's called?
TD, and then maybe a hyphen Boom.
Oh.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Whoa.
This is why I'm sorry. Don't look for it.
Okay.
Why'd you bring it up then?
I'm looking for.
Well, I just brought up the birthday.
Just so you know, if I look like I'm looking for something, I'm looking for something else.
We had a meeting. Hey, can I ask you? I want to ask you a question. How you doing there, Joe Bunyan?
Oh, jeez.
I'm doing fine.
Paul's brother.
Joe, I wanted you to know that in your adopted state of Wyoming, well, you really.
I told you I was.
Well, you're not being.
I told you. Yeah. I told you I was gonna. So.
Jeez.
I told you. You tell me not to, and I told you I was gonna.
It's the same thing with my kids. Yeah.
Joe, I just wanted you to know that in your adopted state of Wyoming, the legislative session just ended, and one of the things cut from the state budget was the funding for the University of Wyoming's Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. That is a fantastic thing to know. Thought you might get a kick out of that. However, the school's gender studies program will be allowed to continue. You can't win them all. Jacob, in the best state in the country, DEI out in Wyoming. And along those lines, we have this. The University of Florida is firing all employees in diversity, equity, and inclusion positions to comply with the Florida Board of Governors regulation on prohibited expenditures. That's fantastic. Under the direction of the University of Florida Human Services, university employees whose positions were eliminated will receive a standard 12 weeks of pay. These colleagues are allowed and encouraged to apply between now and Friday, April 19 for expedited positions for consideration for different positions currently posted by the U, and their interview process will be fast-tracked. I had something else on that, too. It was at the University of Virginia was discovered to have been paying $20 million a year for DEI positions.
Wow.
Yeah. The head of it their chief DEI officer was over $500,000 a year. I think, I'm sorry, I thought I had it in front of me. I don't have it in front of me. And But those are rays of hope, I think.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think. And let me tell you something. Oh, when you think it can't get any more stupid.
It really can't get dumber than this.
This is our friend Dave Osmek, who was in the Senate, has come to his senses and is no longer in the Minnesota Senate, although we could sure use him there. We have a new bill, peoples. We have a new bill from the Officer of the Reviser of Statutes. It's Senate File 4846. Description: Climate change effects on mental health advisory task force establishment and appropriation. That means it needs money. And so I looked it up. Let me get you the old House or the Senate file here. And here we have it. This is, I'll tell you who introduced it. Don't I have, I don't have the authors, but they're the usual suspects.
What number's the bill?
4846.
Senate File 4846.
Here, I can click on it. I've got it right here.
Relating to health, establish an advisory task force to assess the impacts of climate change on mental health, appropriating money, and amending Minnesota Statutes 2023 Supplement Section 14.9981. Be it enacted, the Commissioner of Health shall implement a climate resiliency program to increase awareness of climate change, because the news doesn't do that enough.
Right.
You know, we need the government to do that. Track the public health impacts of climate change. There being none.
Right.
Provide technical assistance and tools that support climate resiliency to local public health departments, tribal health departments, soil and water conservation districts, and other local government and non-government organizations. Okay, the rest of it's the boilerplate stuff. But what I can tell you is, give me the authors, please.
How do you pronounce Xiong?
Zong.
Along with Morrison and
Kunseth.
yes.
Yeah, and they just came up
Kunseth.
last week, if someone could remember the reason or the context. Maybe I have it.
It was something equally absurd.
Yes.
I don't remember the specifics.
Was it new gun laws?
I don't know that we talked about. We may have casually mentioned it. We gave something else an in-depth discussion.
The point is, this is how far away from us the government has gotten. They've identified, or they believe they've identified, a program for which no evidence could be produced and would pour money at it.
Yeah. Along that lines, before you even do anything, show me the people that are suffering these mental health effects. I'd like to talk to them. Maybe give them a hug, pat them on the head, give them a cookie, tell them everything's going to be okay.
And is it still have we passed the point in this session where they're no longer throwing things at the wall?
No, I think this is a prime example.
Yeah, this is what they do. Could you look up these authors for me, Rook?
Zong and
Kunseth.
Okay.
And there's one other one.
I can. It's Kelly Morrison, the other one, and she is actually the assistant majority leader in the Senate.
I'll
Right, and
click on
she's-
Zong, Matthew.
Kelly Morrison is going to run for Dean Phillips' seat.
Ah.
These are all Democrats,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
And this is what they do. And to my way of thinking, this isn't what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be spending and guarding public money for highly proven results. There is no way that this is can be measured. I personally know no one who is saying, you know, I'm suffering from climate change illness.
Can't get out of bed.
There is no such thing.
Kelly Morrison,
She's running for Dean Phillips' seat.
American doctor and politician serving in the Senate since 2023.
American doctorate of politics.
American doctor and politician.
Oh, she's an MD.
Yes.
Mhm.
3rd District. She was born in Minneapolis, attended Jefferson Elementary, She attended Yale and graduated cum laude
Failed academy.
with a Bachelor of Arts in History. She attended Boston U for her pre-med and graduated with a Doctor of Medicine from Case Western University. She's a practicing obstetrician and gynecologist.
Okay.
Spouse, John Willoughby, and 3 children.
Wonderful for her. Okay.
Zong is District 44. He's the vice chair on the committees involving energy, utilities, environment, and climate capital investment. He's also on the Housing and Homelessness Prevention Committee.
All right.
She's slumming it in Deep Haven, by the way.
Is she?
Yeah.
And Kunseth,
I'm getting.
she just came up, and I apologize for my grogginess. I don't recall why she came up.
And it's
Do you have
Mary,
Kunseth,
correct?
John?
I've got it. Mary is a politician, Minnesota Feller. Okay. She was born in St. Paul and raised in Sartell. Her grandmother and grandfather were enrolled citizens in the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. Former St. Cloud City attorney, assistant Stearns County attorney.
Okay.
Graduated from Cathedral High School.
That's what it was, remember? The native lands she was involved in.
Kunseth was involved in
yes,
giving
yes,
away
that's
the,
it.
was it the White Earth?
Correct.
State Forest?
Yep.
Yeah.
Divorced mother of 3.
With no planning. She just gave it away, or is attempting to, with no planning for what would happen to it, the roads, the homes, the access, whatever.
Right. She just dropped a bomb.
Right. So, well, this is what they're up to, and I've given up. I haven't given up on Minnesotans, but I am convinced Minnesotans really don't pay much attention to this. And here you have them seeking money to create an entirely new arm of government under the Department of Health that would measure completely unknown, made up out of whole cloth effects of climate change. I defy any of those legislators to point to an effect of climate change as it regards health. Now, may I tell you something else about the earth and climate?
Let's go.
And this really caught my eye. I love this because I've said this before. The earth itself, if we weren't here, let's say we weren't here.
All right. We don't exist.
It's just the earth.
Be sad.
Just the earth.
Yeah.
We're not here.
Right.
There would be pollution, but there would only be pollution as a human could define it. The earth doesn't care.
They'd have forest fires. They'd have.
Well, what would the earth care?
windstorms.
There's nobody to say, oh, my house is burning down.
Okay.
Well, we have Dateline Huntington Beach, California, from the Associated Press, an oil sheen spotted off the Southern California last week was possibly, which I think means it mostly was, caused by a natural seep from the ocean floor.
A seep.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
seepage.
Okay.
See, the
Cool.
earth doesn't care.
It's just.
Right.
Now, if that washes up on your beach, you care. Because
Yeah.
that's untoward. That's
You're
a
looking
mess.
for, you need somebody to blame here.
That's an
Let's go.
inconvenience.
China?
But
China?
authorities detected the 2.5-mile long oil sheen Friday morning off Huntington Beach. Crews recovered roughly 85 gallons of oil from the water and 1,050 pounds of oily waste and tar balls from the shoreline, according to the Coast Guard. Lab tests have failed to identify the oil source, but preliminary analyses determined it was not a refined product like gasoline or diesel. So the earth is leaking, but that's what the earth does.
You know what? Every once in a how old is it? It's going to rust out somewhere.
And in terms of it even being an inconvenience to humans, it really doesn't sound like there's much oil at stake here.
Right.
You know, what they got, 1,050 pounds of tar balls?
Come on.
What's that?
Nothing.
That's nothing.
In the world, that's nothing.
You know what that is? That's nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
And they found one cormorant, a loon, and a grebe were sullied with oil and were being treated.
Good. Cormorants can go to hell.
Yeah.
All of them.
So it's just a reminder that humans have invented pollution, not the earth.
Right.
The earth's going to pollute.
Um,
The earth's going to do what it wants to. Is that me?
Yep. It's like Herschel Walker. The earth will do what the earth will do.
Herschel said that?
He said Herschel will do what Herschel will do.
This might be a text I have to read from a listener to the show.
Fun.
Oh,
I love interactive. Please, by all
I'll
means.
read it. I'll read it during the break.
Okay, before you go to the break, I'm reading through 48, 46 here.
Yeah.
And it really, go ahead.
No,
What?
I mean that's the climate.
Yeah.
Climate advisory.
Yeah, and it really seems like it's nothing more than a money grab. But then I get down to bullet point number 7, make recommendations to the Commissioner of Health for implementing measures to best mitigate the effects of climate change and related extreme weather events on mental health in Minnesota.
Oh.
So if you're affected by a blizzard in a negative way,
I
you
guess
get-
some help would be provided.
what do you get? Are they actually going to do something about that? Prescribe some meds, maybe narcotics?
Yeah, where I think a
Weed?
blizzard would be fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Or a thunderstorm or tornado. Tornado obviously caused by climate change,
Yes,
as we all know, obviously.
there's an entire page on the Minnesota Department of Health
Mm-hmm.
website dealing with well-being and climate change. So,
Really?
You know,
yes.
don't you find that the more you know, there should be something for us that know too much. This is stuff I don't want to know, and it's having an effect on my mental health.
In other words, we
Give
should
me a
have
pill.
some department where we can
I-
go to
Yes,
Yeah.
for knowing too much.
and say
Yes.
our brains are overloaded with your folly.
Yeah, I would be a whole lot dumber and way happier if I didn't know this.
Right.
I have things today for GLers that will just add to your problem.
Great.
It'll just add to your problem of knowing too much.
It's a real burden.
It is a burden. I've told you that before. I think I did.
Yes.
You don't say.
We're sad right now.
Let's
Very
not-
sad.
We're
Very
sad.
I'm a sad sack, Joe.
The cities, maybe
I'll
not
say.
outstate, but the cities have a sad feel to them.
I got
Yeah.
a bad vibe. Getting some bad vibes. City vibes.
Unless
You know what it cures? You know what
Oh.
cures it?
What?
Not more cowbell. More outdoor recreational toys.
Oh yeah. You walk outside, you